Long before encrypted radio transmissions crackled across battlefields and digital codes protected military secrets, soldiers and spies fought a different kind of war, one waged in shadows, written in invisible ink, and concealed within the folds of everyday objects. The art of secret communication stretches back thousands of years, refined by generals, revolutionaries, and codebreakers who understood that information could win battles before a single shot was fired. This is the story of ancient codebreakers, the ingenious methods they used to hide messages, and the brilliant minds that learned to unmask them. For those who value self-reliance and tactical thinking, these forgotten techniques reveal a world where survival depended not just on physical strength, but on mental cunning and the ability to see what others missed. The art of invisible messages. Imagine, if you will, a spy in ancient Rome, carefully mixing lemon juice with water, then dipping a sharpened reed into the solution and scratching out a message on parchment. To any observer, the page appears blank, innocent, worthless. But, hold that parchment near a candle's flame, and the heat causes the acidic liquid to oxidize and darken, revealing words that could topple empires or perhaps save armies from ambush. This was steganography in its purest form, the art of hiding the very existence of a message. The Greeks went even further, shaving the head of a trusted messenger, tattooing intelligence directly onto the scalp, then waiting weeks for hair to regrow before sending the living cipher across enemy lines. The message arrived not on paper that could be intercepted, but literally written on flesh, decoded only by shaving the messenger's head once more in the safety of friendly territory. Throughout medieval Europe and into the age of espionage that preceded the Great War, invisible inks evolved into sophisticated chemical systems. Milk, vinegar, urine and cobalt chloride solutions all served as invisible carriers of secrets. German intelligence services refined these techniques into the 20th century, developing sympathetic inks that required specific chemical developers to reveal their contents. A seemingly innocent love letter might, actually contain a second message between the lines, visible only when brushed with iodine vapor or copper sulfate solution. For the Fieldcraft practitioner, understanding these methods isn't merely historical curiosity. It's a reminder that communication security doesn't always require complex technology, but rather creative thinking and, knowledge of natural chemistry. The cipher makers and their codes. While steganography concealed the existence of messages, cryptography transformed them into incomprehensible puzzles. Julius Caesar, commanding legions across Gaul, couldn't risk his military orders falling into enemy hands. His solution was elegant in its simplicity: shift every letter in the alphabet 3 positions forward. This Caesar cipher represented humanity's early understanding that patterns could be disrupted and restored, that order could be hidden within apparent chaos. Medieval monks and Renaissance diplomats expanded on these principles, creating substitution ciphers where entire alphabets were scrambled according to secret keys, turning plain language into streams of seemingly random characters that, really defied casual interpretation. The Codebreakers craft. Against these ingenious concealment methods stood the codebreakers, analysts who turned cryptography into a science. The foundation of their craft was frequency analysis, first developed by Arab scholars in the 9th century. They recognized what seems obvious now, but was revolutionary then. Languages have patterns. In English, the letter E appears roughly 13% of the time, while Q barely shows up at all. By counting the frequency of symbols in an encrypted message and comparing them to known language patterns, codebreakers could deduce which cipher symbols likely represented which plaintext letters. Picture a cryptanalyst in a dimly lit study surrounded by stacks of intercepted dispatches, methodically tallying symbols with ink-stained fingers, watching patterns emerge from chaos like constellations forming in a darkening sky. Lessons for the modern Fieldcraft practitioner are, well, rooted in the wisdom of the past, reminding us that adaptability and a keen understanding of both concealment and detection remain absolutely essential. These ancient methods of secret communication and their countermeasures carry profound lessons for anyone interested in self-reliance and tactical awareness. In an age where we assume encryption requires computers and satellites, the old techniques remind us that security and intelligence gathering can be remarkably low-tech yet devastatingly effective. Sometimes a message hidden in plain sight, crafted with materials simply found in nature, can, slip past even the most sophisticated surveillance. Understanding how patterns can betray secrets, well, it teaches us to recognize vulnerabilities in our own communication and to think like both the hunted and the hunter. The codebreakers of antiquity survived and succeeded not through brute force, but through observation, patience, and the willingness to see beyond the obvious, exactly the mindset that really defines true Fieldcraft mastery. If you've enjoyed this journey, why not subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles? You'll never miss an adventure, and there's always something new just around the corner. Go on, join us for the next chapter. The forgotten arts of communication, security, and tactical thinking hold, honestly, countless lessons for modern preparedness. If you found value in this exploration of ancient codebreaking and, want to continue uncovering the practical wisdom of history's survivors, subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles. Share this video with fellow history enthusiasts, survivalists, and anyone who understands that really the most valuable skills are often the ones we've forgotten. The past has much to teach those willing to listen,